Hey guys, so today I'm going to teach you a skill that I think is really handy, and it's how to stitch up a hole that appears in your garments, because so often whenever we find a hole it's kind of like that's it, let's throw it away. But today I'm going to teach you how to fix that so you can get as much wear out of your clothes as possible. So I'm particularly going to be focusing on holes that appear kind of in stress points of your garments, which is generally in the side seams around your hips or at the back of the zip when you sit down and the pressure pulls on the seam. That's what we're going to focus on today. So all you're going to need is a sewing needle and some thread and some scissors, and let's get started. Okay, so today I'm going to be focusing on a hole that's appeared in the bottom of a zip, and this is pretty common because it's a pressure point, so when you sit down it kind of pulls on that seam. It can tend to break, and you can use this method I'm about to use on side seams as well if a similar hole appears. So just start off by threading the needle, and then I'll show you a little cheeky way to tie a knot. So you just want to use your thumb and your index finger, and if you lick them, get it wet and then twist it around your finger, pull it off like that, and then you just pull the top of it, pull it down, and then that makes a little knot. So very easy to do that there. Okay, so to start off with, what I want to do is start off down at the base of where the hole's appearing and work my way back up to the top of the zip. So I kind of thread the needle in just a bit past where that stitching is starting to appear, and so you can kind of hide your knot that you've created as well. Just pull that through. Okay, so what we want to do is create kind of like this zigzag type stitching that's going to pull the seam together, and you can see how this has been pressed and you have the holes from the previous seam. You can kind of go along with that. So to start off with, where you first come up, you want to go directly across into about where the groove is of that original seam, and then you're going to go in and across inside the seam. So I'm just going to come directly across, stitch it in a few millimeters, get the thread out of the way, and then just pull it through. And that's started that off. And now I'm going to go directly back and across. So stitch in directly across from where you come up, push it through on the inside of the seam a couple mil, and then pull that. And you can see how it's already starting to pull the seam together. So you go directly across where you've come up, push it through, and then it's starting to pull that together. And then you go directly across into the seam, it's pulling it together, and then you just keep going through. Just like that. And you can see how that's pulled that seam back together, and then when you get to the top you just want to kind of loop it through a couple of times just to kind of secure the top. Doesn't matter if you can see a little bit of thread. Just a couple of times, and then one more, and then leave a little bit of a loop, and then push the needle through that, pull it, and that ties it off. And then you just cut your thread, pull it up, and give it a press, and it's all stitched up.